So look, Uncle Kagi, please tell the cheese gang who you are and what it is that you do.
This is when they didn't do research. You know, just tell the viewers, just tell them, introduce yourself.
No, trust me.
I mean, this is a young guy in spirit. No, he's been
spiritus in a day.
No, he's been because we were only performing for white people at the time. Also, this is the other context that is to bear in mind. That's why all the David Cow shows are called blackout, blacks only, black people, black.
Because he started just performances with white people.
You know, just to make sure that we're trying to get a black audience.
And one time for PMS.
One more PMS,
please.
And for you guys, you guys are the TMS of now.
Yo, pops, moms.
Hey.
Yeah, what it do?
Baba.
Yeah, man.
Kunjani?
This is what it is.
Sawubona mfana.
Hey ma, awusemuhle, shy cotton. Nowadays, mommy.
Ngiyabonga ubaba wakho phela ubonusile wangizama.
Impandle iyashayina. Yeah, man.
Wasijabulela nje wena kwenze njani?
Uyambona kodwa.
Hayi man.
Ngikhona nje ngihlushela inyawo mfana kunjani ku?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I got you, most I can give you a couple of massages on this, you know. Make you feel good, mommy. You deserve the best in life.
Wena?
I see that.
Massage?
Yeah,
Mina?
mom. Yeah, mom.
Ha.
Lambile.
Hayi must be ngempela kushuthi ulambile. Must be hungry uhambe uyodla lapha ekitchen. Uhambe uyodla kunokudla okuningi ababonje babakade etya kunomleqo kuneforce kunayo yonke inyama oyifuna.
Ngisitike nje into ongayazi.
Mbona?
Yo,
Yapheka mina.
about that, folks. Like, I've been thinking hard and enough about this.
What?
I feel like I'm way over anything that bleeds, you know. I don't want anything that's slaughtered, no meat, no biltong. I'm just so over that. Like, from now on, I'm officially a vegetarian.
Huh? Wait.
Robert.
What do you mean? You're not gonna eat meat? At all, Baba Kulu.
Sabana sababsini. Sabasabi inyama manje. Usabi inyama manje.
Yeah, I mean, green stuff. Even I look at trees, they got roots, they go underneath.
Hey, awuyeka indaba yeroot uthi baba kho masihlaba.
Yo, I'm just gonna help you. I'm gonna pass you the knife. Yeah.
Why are you a vegetarian? Like,
you know what? Clearly, this conversation is pointless.
How?
You guys will never.
Bawuthini kodwa nomakhelwane vegetarian?
I told you, I made up my mind. It's a long, hard thought, well thought talk that I've had with myself. So now I'm moving to the greener pastures, greener cabbage, greener spinach. In fact, I'm moving to green stove.
yabona ke.
Baba, ungayishaya green now.
Yabona.
Ngikhuzi ngathi aqhubeka kahle.
Mina ngi-vegetarian nenyamarian. Ngidla konke mina. Lokunorian ngiyangena. Ingakho ngithola nentombi yana uLoren.
KwakuLorraine. Amshaya futhi.
La ngento ongayazi. Mina nento engiyiforce emntwini ukuthi umuntu adle inyama. Umuntu ofuna udla inyama ngidla inyama. Nami ngidla inyama.
Kodwa sothini masambili mfana ukuthi simchaze indaba yekabishi.
So great inyama, sifaka ikhabishini.
Robo Pops, I'll be my cheese girl and my cheese boy there. We motivate, then we laugh as well. Stay on brand, never hard to sell. Got real chats, now my LOL. So we both got gang and we blessed as hell. Siyadlala story, petting on my guest, and nice and moy. You want my bundles, not of joy. So it's Pop Pops and Robot Boys. Popcorn and cheese. Yeah? Popcorn and cheese. Popcorn and cheese. Popcorn and cheese. Call the world like friends like these. Popcorn and cheese. Popcorn and cheese. Popcorn and cheese. Call the world like friends like these.
Episode 36. Yo, you know Gaguta clap your first part.
You know those t-shirts you wear under something hoping the weather doesn't change for you to take off the jacket? Is that?
Yeah,
Actually, have
That
some
shirt is tired.
Yo,
I didn't know what to expect.
people who wear vests are weird. It's like
vest.
yeah, you prepare to sweat in the morning.
But man, KAGISO apere corduroy. Obvious.
With a vest, like a timer. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know. I haven't left my house in a long time. So I was like, yeah, okay, you never know. Let's
Get a vest on.
get a vest. It was just
And a
safe.
green corduroy.
Yeah, but this is very modern. Obviously, now the way we now Randbeck, Centurion, this is way too fancy for these parts.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been this far from my house in long. We're in Centurion. Right?
Track is gonna give you an SMS.
Wow, I didn't know things happen in Centurion. I respect Centurion more because this thing is on the internet. Everybody's talking about it. I didn't know it happens in Centurion.
So now your Centurion has got
Yeah,
your
I was like,
respect.
okay, there's probably like great like nightlife in Centurion. You know, okay, so this is all that's happening.
Nah, it's just
There's nightlife, but if you speak Afrikaans.
Okay. It also feels like a kind of place that if you were cheating on your wife, this is the perfect place to do it at.
wait, beyond the studios.
I'll be like, in these neighborhoods, I was like, damn. If a guy had that feeling, like this is one of those places where
It's a good cheat spot.
it's one of those. Wives don't know these places. I was like, woo, okay.
You say I'm in between Midrand and Pretoria.
Where is that Centurion? This place used to be called Verwoerdsbeek. You remember that?
Verwoerdsbeek.
This used to be Verwoerdsbeek.
So they master apartheid with Centurion.
Yeah. I don't
What
know
does Centurion mean?
I don't know. It's probably some sort of like a Roman.
It's a
Isn't a
horse.
Centurion?
Isn't a horse?
Centurions weren't they like ancient warriors or something?
Centurion.
It's a horse.
It sounds like a horse that's won the
Yeah.
Durban July twice.
Yeah.
And there it is, Centurion. Takes it again. Back in the day, when Joe Mafela used to bet on us.
There we go. Followed closely by H.M. Verwoerd coming in.
Closing in there, we've got Phillips.
What's good is nice.
Oh man, cheese boys, cheese girls, and the cheese gang. Welcome to a very special, super epic episode of Popcorn and Cheese. Ladies and gentlemen, in the back, rocking camo pants, black and grey. Little take it's a Nike, sporty, satrompis.
Come on.
It's the one and only Ghostman Boy, weighing in at 62 kilograms. Please put your digital hands together, make some noise, give it up for the one and only Tsitsi Shumeric the Paperi.
Yes.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, in the left corner, fighting on the Popcorn and Cheese set, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only, weighing in at 52 kilograms, a man who sleeps right next to a power bank. Please put your digital hands together for the one, the only, the plug of all plugs, rocking his Matrix skipper. Is it the red? Is it the blue pill? But the Matrix shoes let you know that he chose the blue pill. Please put your digital hands together. Make some noise for the one, the only, the poetic, dancingly inclined, Robert the Boy.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, and on the left side, the one and only Mr. Patrick himself from Clariphone, making sure that everything that is hacked gets sorted out on the cyber web and the security. Wearing a t-shirt that is hacked, all black with his Air Jordans representing with different colors because he's part of the Rainbow Nation. But the predominantly main color there is the yellow one because he is the president of the Yellow Bone Leadership who steers the ship. Umpa Pops, Morikwane!
People are complaining that you don't say the Lundi one anymore.
Yeah, I saw those comments. Yeah, guys.
Comments people like to complain about everything.
The comment is that his hairstyle looks like Lundi's.
Certain jokes.
Talking about famous hairstyle, our guest today is rocking the hairstyle of Killmonger from Wakanda. And of course, an avocado corduroy shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives us great honor and pleasure to introduce a legend.
Yes.
Half man, half amazing.
Lee.
A creator.
With a Springbok
A producer. A director.
Lalele.
A father.
Yes.
A husband.
A stick maker.
But most importantly, a comedian.
Right?
Ladies and gentlemen, Cheese Boys and the Cheese Girls.
Yeah.
Put your hands together. Help us welcome to the stage the one and only KAGISO LEDIGA.
Yeah. Legendary.
Legendary.
Thank you. That was a great introduction. Wow.
Uncle Kegi, how does it feel when people are like, hey, let the legend. The legend.
The living legend.
That time you are young.
I tell you what I have is people very, very concerned about my well-being every time they see me because they haven't seen me on screen or anything like this. So they see me on the side of the road because I walk a lot. And then they come and they're like, Maro sharp, man. Then I'm like, yeah. That time I'm listening to a podcast. Maro, sure. And they're like, but they also consider giving me a lift. But they look at me like, hey, but he looks like he could steal my. So, but yeah. Then there are also people who call me legend. Mostly like people who work at like gas stations and stuff. I was with a friend from overseas who had heard that I was like well known in South Africa.
Yeah.
And then at some point he said, "But why does it seem like it's just people who work at gas stations that's
And not the general public. Were you working?
Yeah. It was, I mean, that's where we would stop and then people would be like, hey, legend, we are in the PMS. And this is like 20 years later. So.
No, but on a real though, I think, the Cheese Gang that appreciate the skits that we do, like now that you've mentioned it,
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
that is the core foundation and the inspiration.
Chief.
Aye, aye, aye.
I'll chase a call.
Aye,
I know another, but you're too far away.
Bluetooth.
I caught it. Yeah.
I saw some of them. They're very nice.
Thank you. Coming from you.
Hey,
Come on. Come on. The legend has spoken. The legend has spoken.
And not just us, the people on the front of the screen, but shout out to the people beyond the eyes. Because
Yes.
here at Beyond the Eyes,
Have
we
these people
shoot
never been
skits.
seen before?
No,
Yeah,
they have.
no.
You know what it's like
Good
running
looking,
a
good
production.
Now and
house.
then.
You run out of extras.
Yeah. Of course.
And drips and
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
you see, if we needed a murderer, you see.
We've got a murderer, kidnapper, alcoholic. We've got every
The whole demographic.
convict, father of three. We've got.
Oh, three, okay.
Yeah.
That time, not even one.
And a vendor man there.
Stepfather, we've got a stepfather look.
Stepfather. This guy, what's the stepfather thing of this guy?
I can the stepfather. So get trauma.
Yeah, it's a trauma.
Wanting to say I love
I never
but
asked
not
you
being
this.
sure.
This stepfather breadwinner stuff.
Yeah,
you
he
know?
projects.
I was like, this is interesting, like,
Angle.
themes, like, okay, but I'm like, Superman, I'm like, man staring, and like a stepfather. Breadwinner, okay, that's like,
Each man to his own.
Superpower, breadwinner.
Superpower.
Uncle Kegi. There's being a breadwinner, superpower.
Superpower.
I mean, that is a real superpower.
It's an achievement.
Climate.
What's your superhero name?
Breadwinner.
Stepfather.
The breadwinner.
The sidekick, I guess, breadwinner. Yeah. I guess stepfather get breadwinner. I guess stepfather.
Sidekick takes me back to PMS. Oh, man.
Uncle Kegi, we've got Cheese Gang out there that are watching. They're
Hello,
probably
Cheese
like,
Gang.
who is this old, handsome, funny man?
Old is the why is this guy's been calling me Uncle Kegi since like I was in my 20s probably.
Yes.
Bro. Unordamani malum idibra.
Bra, ne?
Malum
Never.
Kegi.
Bra. Malume cake.
I actually don't know. I've come to terms with my 40s now. Like because it's like I know a guy who was 50. I remember I was like 35 and this guy was 50, and it was his birthday. And I was like, yeah, man, wow, happy birthday. And he looked at me with like, you'll get there one day. It's just 15 years. But like, it was almost like he cursed me. But I mean, I guess you...
Was this Mark Banks?
No, he wasn't even a comedian. He was a film producer guy. And he's probably 60 now. So
Is he alive?
Yeah. He's
I
thriving.
said he's probably 60 now.
He's thriving.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
who's the oldest person you've had here?
Yo.
Dr. Malinga.
Wow. Dr. Malinga's young, dog.
How old? What do you mean?
How old is Desmond Dube?
Desmond Dube, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. He's older than me. Okay, that's safe. Okay. I just didn't want to be the oldest guy.
That's such a crazy question. Like,
I mean, like, whoa, I survived that one. Yeah. I didn't want to be like Sam. You go to places that at least they gave him his flowers. I hate that flower man. That's like, yeah, can you come?
So
I
we
don't
can
know,
give
I'm
you your
working
flowers.
that day. Yeah, we must just come so we can give you your flowers. It's fine, bro. I'm cool with flowers.
to make you feel like next week, child. Here's the flowers,
everybody
bro.
was like-
The comment section Here's the flowers, bro.
Oh, you always give him flowers. Is this what's happening? Like, you must give him flowers.
No, like-
you guys were choosing that. We
No.
could get other cooler guests.
No.
But this guy needs flowers.
We don't know how long we have.
Can I say something crazy? Now that you're like, at least Uncle Des is older than you. Chandre was looking at, is it Tabiso Mkaba?
Tabiso Mhlongo.
Yeah, he saw Mkaba walk. He's like, yo, last time Uncle Desmond was here, I could take a break from being the one with the biggest belly. So why is Uncle Des getting all the strays now? Like, he's the oldest we've had. He's...
Des is a young guy in spirit. No, he's been
Spiritus and a diabetes.
No, he's been on screen since
Black
we
and
were
white.
kids, you know, since black and white, exactly. Since TV3, TV2,
Yeah, hectic.
even before, and he's
Mnet
still there.
open time.
Those things, you know, and he's still there. So like,
And he
props
looks
to Des.
great.
That's what I'm saying. Every time I
I see once they start
it
saying
smells
stuff
awesome.
like that too, it's over now. You look great for your age.
no,
It's a compliment.
No,
he doesn't look the same as you always have.
But
You know who
that means
looks
your age
great
is not
for their
great.
age? You know who looked great for their age? So me and the wife went to see Boys to Men. ABC, DVD.
Oh, yeah? PTA.
Those guys look amazing.
So you went. How old are you now?
I'm 36.
Okay, I guess that's old. Okay.
Yeah, 36.
I mean, that's like Boys to Men type of thing. It's I took the wife to the OJs. That's how it sounds.
OJ
I'm like, you
Nah,
know,
Boys
me and
to
the
Men
wife,
still here.
Sure, we had a babysitter, you know, and I went, you know, because that sounded like murder.
Join hands.
It's fine. I don't mind about being older, you know.
No.
I'm chilling with timers here. It's fine.
I'm a proper old school timer. You even saw my card. I'm an old timer.
You're old soul.
Yes.
soul.
So we
grew
did two
into it.
things. We did two things, my wife and I. We went to see Boys to Men, which was for me, because Boys to Men was the first CD I ever got with my brothers. Ne?
Yeah.
The Motown Philly one. I think it was 92 or
No
something.
time feel is back again. Doing the old East Coast.
Dog, I wasn't even alive.
You know the song though.
What? 92?
I wasn't alive in
No,
92.
he wasn't alive. Yeah, he wasn't.
Hectic.
So that was the first CD I got. My wife was into Boy Street.
Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
Backstreet Boys, yeah.
Yeah.
So we went to watch Backstreet Boys beginning of the year.
Oh, Backstreet Boys. That's like
Backstreet.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, that was back in the...
Then Kibo in sync with Justin.
Oh,
Then
NSYNC.
everybody. Then
Yeah, okay, I missed that.
Rock your body.
I was listening to
Backstreet's back. All right.
So, but we went to watch.
Your wife is like obviously private school type of person.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was the only black person in her classroom.
Those vibes.
She
Those
knows.
vibes.
Went to clicks.
She knows Kurt Cobain's things like
You said she went to Click when she was sick.
Yeah, not score.
Dave Grohl. She
Score!
not score. She went to Clicks and not score. Yeah, that pretty much sums it
Have you
up.
been sick? They take you to score. So you're looking through the aisles now for something that can help you.
Check out Borstol.
Borstol.
Man.
And then the stomach as well.
Your flavor is young. Borstol ya no rocks. Utlwa ditlhare le nama fela.
City. Score!
Bruh,
So you went to Backstreet Boys for
Went to
her.
Backstreet
and
Boys
then Boys
first,
to Men
then-
for you.
Oh, on the same night.
no. Backstreet Boys
I
was
was like,
like,
wow, it's happening in
So
Centurion.
Backstreet...
I'm like, what?
Nah. Backstreet Boys was way back.
Okay.
And then...
Who was the guy? JC Chazes or something? Who was the person in the Backstreet Boys? There was
there Nick Carter? So Latoya thought she was
Carter.
gonna marry Nick Carter, right? She was obsessed with Nick
And
Carter.
then guess what?
And then these guys appeared at Sunbetter.
and there were timers.
When they walked out, I honestly thought they duped us. I was like, nah, these are 5 Afrikaans broers that they got to play the Backstreet Boys. This is not them.
Oh,
Weathered.
Damn.
Old.
is it?
But how was
Even the
packed?
short one, I forgot the short one's name. It was proper packed. But they gave us our full show, bro.
Sweating and everything.
Sweating,
Sweat marks like that.
dancing,
Routines, everything.
Oh, that's good.
every
Like music video.
music. It felt like one big music video, right? One of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Damn.
Do you think that's where they go to this place? Lithuania, Centurion, places we've never heard before. Like you know, where when they see where there's no like Taylor Swift,
Liberia.
like, poster, yeah, those places, yeah, places forgotten by time.
Budapest.
Yes. Budapest is probably even cooler, like. But I'm not dissing Centurion. Centurion. 012. DDB.
Even though the name is 012.
I'm from Pretoria.
You're gonna get a reply from a mad rapper from here. This is my hood.
Yeah.
Uwaka complex.
So finish this.
That man.
So yes.
Easy.
So Backstreet Boys was so dope that even when the concert ended, we walked out the whole Sunday
Still singing.
arena singing.
Yeah.
Everyone was singing the
Like a
same
good derby game.
all the way to their cars.
I did. I've been to a Coldplay concert like that where everybody sang that whole song. What was that song? The wailing one. Paradise. Whoa. Yeah, that's what it was. Whoa.
That's how you know the concert was good, right?
Into a train all the way to that station, Park Station, because that time the trains were working. It was after the World Cup, so there was the train.
After the World
Back in my day, when the trains were working. But it was that. It was such a nice. Obviously, I was like the 15 black people, but it was really nice.
But Coldplay is the one.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to just go and say that just generally, because I found out that Coldplay is seen as a sort of a namby-pamby band. You know, like if you're in like white dudes who are like, if you're rolling with those types of guys, testosterone type of dudes, you don't want to be like, Coldplay.
Yeah, because you look, it's like basically saying to us, I listen to Mendoza.
Yeah. You'd be like, you'd come off like a bit of a bitch ass. I think. Although I'm with you, I enjoyed that Coldplay concert.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't say that when we're hanging with Chad and our friends like that.
But you shouldn't listen to music for macho-ness.
For what?
Macho-ness.
No, you don't listen to it for macho-ness.
He's just saying it's like just reading the room,
Yeah,
basically.
I'm just saying, just don't go around saying, I love Coldplay.
So yes, Boys to Men. Wait, let me finish.
Let him finish.
So Boys to Men walks out, and immediately I turn to my wife and I go, ha, look at the difference.
Black
Those
don't
oaks black does not crack.
Don't
my friend.
crack.
Does
look at
not
this
crack at all.
Yeah.
47.
Folks are looking
okay.
great. Bona.
I mean.
Ugacho. Rumuto nabala di poem during apartheid.
Come on.
Bona. Bona.
I mean, really. We grew
Still
up
going.
with this man and he's still, look at that.
Look at that.
I mean, really.
Continuous story.
Moisturizing, hydrating. What a good looking
Recharging.
AI, baby.
Why is it so awkward when they give you compliments? Except
Dog, it's like people singing happy birthday. You must just stand there.
Especially when they've done it on purpose at Spur.
Oh, now why?
Me, if we go to Spur, I'm telling the waiters it's your birthday. That's my rule.
They want come sing along, got it though.
It's a birthday. It's today.
Can you give birthday flowers? Like sometimes the chef from the kitchen also comes out and like everybody stops working. Everybody stops. Yes, that's starlight in the ice cream.
Now if it's ice cream, I think it tastes like the cricket.
Gotta get 100 shooter.
Man.
they must do that service with Uber Eats.
Dog, Boys to
See,
Men.
Uber Eats is one person come to your house. Who's gonna sing for you?
What?
You said you were
There's so much going on today.
I was disappointed by Boys to Men
Boys to Men, right?
because
Yes, he
I
says
thought
they
you were gonna
look
say you
dope.
like them.
He says they look dope, but the show wasn't.
They looked
You
amazing.
compared them to Backstreet Boys.
So Backstreet Boys
And
look
he said-
dusted, but the show was amazing. Are you saying they look dope, but the show wasn't amazing?
The show was great to see them, but there's this thing, and this is why I really don't like live concerts sometimes. You know when an artist takes a song and then they sing it in their own keys.
Ah, man, that's terrible.
Although we go.
It's like,
yeah.
that's not how we trying to sing it with you.
That's terrible.
Dog, that's not how we learned the song.
And that's not the one we know.
We've been practicing the whole week to sing along and hit the keys at the right. Dog.
Because you went there for the hits.
Yeah.
But you went there for
What
the
if
hits.
those are the only notes that are left that he can do?
That's
On that note,
So he's being creative.
yeah, that's. You know how I saw the Fugees about a month ago.
A month ago.
Yeah.
Where?
New York
Clearly.
City, there.
Oh,
You got
obviously.
New York City in the
Oh, yeah.
thing. No, I
It's
was
there. Aye.
I was
New York City
thought that
background.
was SA.
somebody
by the
gave
way.
me tickets.
City, so-
Somebody gave me fancy pants tickets to like a thing that Global Citizen. There was like a back thingy, but I didn't know it was raining. And then like I was like, yeah, but these are free tickets, so I can't. Like you know where you wait for because you want to be in the rain. You see it on TV. You're like, let's wait for the rain to end. I don't know a lot of these acts, but then I was like, okay, we're gonna chance the rain. And then we ran. David Kibuka, because now we had to print the tickets. He's got a printer. We don't have a printer, so print the tickets. Let me.
Wait, a month ago.
Yeah.
Are we
there was-
printing tickets in 2023?
Yeah,
What's
that's
going
what you
on?
would think, right? You would think it's a tweet. But
Yeah.
apparently there's a bylaw
It's a
there.
tweet.
You have to have printed things. There were bylaws for days and rats. But then we get, you know when you're running and it's pummeling with rain. And I was with my kid as well. And he was hopeless because he had a new hairstyle. You know, like he's 16. So he got a new hairstyle. But it
Was it from Legends?
it was.
Did it have a bit of
like
a spray?
No, he did it at like
Pops.
a Congolese joint in Brooklyn. And
Okay.
it cost like $180, $180. But it was like this hectic sort of like Ishsan. This thing does not look like how you want it to look. But for me, in rands, it cost. So if you think $180 for twist,
thou.
yeah, and then you're like, gosh.
twist.
And now the guy's like upset. He's almost crying
Because the twist.
because, but we're
rained
like, yeah,
out.
but Lauren Hill and the Fugees, you know?
Hectic.
So like it's like, okay. And he also he's just discovered refugees and like all of this stuff. So but just suck it up. Paraguan, let's go, you know? We're running in the rain. Now we're wet. David Kibuka's not there with the tickets. We hear Lauren Hill inside. You know those ones where you can hear. Then they
Strumming the pain in
exactly
the
like that.
finger.
And then there's those cops on a horse, you know, New York style. So you can't like, hey, I'm bragging that I'm a legend.
There's no cool drink.
They
That's
don't
it.
have, they don't have context.
There's no
of
cool
legend.
drink that side. Eh?
Yeah, but eventually he came through. We were drenched. We got in there. Lauren Hill did it. I think she was great. And then she brought on the Fugees, and they were it was like one of those where you're like, wow. Like, you know.
Were they singing the songs the way the songs
They sang
went?
the songs the way. They sang the songs the way. It was
She wasn't
great.
just adding things.
No, she did. She did, but it was nice. You know,
Like it made sense. It wasn't throwing you off.
She didn't take
They were throwing us
take
off,
away.
dog.
That's so sad, dog.
Yeah, that's
And then they
terrible.
didn't play all the songs. Halfway through the show, they started doing other songs like Bruno Mars.
Like
They did
covers?
They did a reggae cover. Dog, I was like, what is
Wait,
going on?
reggae? That sounds like Woods. What's going on? I don't know it. WOOD. Boys.
I thought they said, here's our new stuff. We're like, yo.
So instead of, walking out, we should have been singing all the songs. Instead of that, when we were in the parking lot, people were playing songs that they should have played in the car. They never played last number.
Yeah,
If you wanted me tonight, baby, I want. They should have played us number, bruh.
That's so crazy. Do you know
How
what?
long was a concert?
That's also another thing. So Langa Mavuso came. He was the highlight of the show, by the way. Langa Mavuso came. I thought he was going to do like 1-2 songs.
Langa Mavuso
Langa
goes
Mavuso did a
his
whole
band.
hour set.
Him
with
and his band, they crazy.
He had crowd interaction. He was sweating.
So
he opened some buttons.
So he carried the concert.
He did.
He's unbelievable, though.
He's amazing.
And I
right?
know Langa Mavus because I don't know a lot of people, but I know Langa Mavus.
So Langa killed it, and then Boyz II Men was supposed to come on. Then before they came on, they took like an hour. So it was just an hour of the DJ playing old school R&B, and then they were doing kissing cams in the whole thing.
Oh no!
They just
Hey, here in
How much
South
was
Africa,
it? Was it a
kissing
lot of
cams.
money?
Yeah.
The kissing camp works everywhere else. I hear in South Africa.
How much was the concert? A lot of money. Yeah, it was a lot of money.
Yeah, that always hurts
4K.
because I'm a bit of a penny
A
pincher.
ticket.
4K for one ticket.
2,000 rand.
4K for me and the madam.
Damn. Oh, does he handle the money?
Yes.
Yeah, you heard that.
My wife Camille,
DJ, how much is
handles
that?
the money. So
So-
what's the best concert you've been to?
Lil Wayne.
Oh.
That's
So
Titi,
I was-
Titi, you know these things like Boyz II Men with Lauren Hill, or you are just like,
Did you guys have a concert? It's going to walk home.
Guys.
Did Ringo
they
ever
come here
come or
because they
something?
do Joburg, Cape Town, and
Funny
Devon.
enough, Ringo is the best concert I've been to.
Okay, but international.
Ringo,
Before Tooth or
When he
after
had-
international?
Before Tooth, dog.
I get that question.
Yeah,
Remember, I used to have teeth of note.
Oh, yeah, but yes.
International. International.
I saw Chance the Rapper.
At Unlock now. No, at Castle
There were
Logs.
bro, like a lot of concerts used to happen, but like local guys.
Ringo.
Bubutatnet. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Uliseng concert would be nice,
Yeah.
But also like back then it was a lot more religious.
Okay.
Like a lot of concerts or a lot of things that would happen. Like you see,
That's the song, yeah, that's the vibe.
Yeah,
Can I tell you why Lil Wayne and Black Eyed Peas actually?
Where was this?
The Dome.
Hey, I was at that Black Eyed Peas.
Ah, dope.
The one where they asked, does anybody know the Black Eyed Peas before Ella Funk? And then everybody was like, yay! But they were all young, because remember the Black Eyed Peas had just made a resurgence.
Yeah.
And then they started singing all those old songs, and the kids didn't know that. It was really odd. And myself and Seb, I was there with Seb and a bunch of friends, Spy Course. And we were now trying to compensate. You know when you're screaming
Louder
like,
so that they don't feel bad. I don't know why everybody always does that. Yo, we're my day ones. Then they sing a mixtape song that didn't even make it this side.
But we were like listening. We were deep into the Black Eyed
You are
Peas.
rocking. Because I was going to add to what Pops was saying about Boys to Men changing things, right?
Yeah.
And you said they changed it, but they did it well.
They did it nice.
Lil Wayne played a sample before the actual song. So it almost like he had us guessing.
Oh, that's nice.
So in silence, we're hearing. I like
that.
And now we're like, wait, this sounds like. And then everybody's 6 foot, 6 foot, 6 foot. Now we're all getting, and then 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot. Yo, by the time he came out, and he had skateboarders on stage.
Showmanship, dog.
Yo, he had
When was
skateboarders.
that was your first.
Showmanship.
That's like 10 years.
Boys to Men didn't
That was
even
way
change
back.
their
It
clothes.
came-
once.
They didn't
Not once.
They
But
didn't, they didn't
Dude,
change
they were
Lil
in
Wayne
best-
was rapping. Someone threw
That's
a
a
cap.
real
He
thing, by
caught
the
it,
way.
put it on, and kept rapping.
Did you say about
change?
This is a very rural thing. I have a friend from
Same fit.
Botswana who came. Who was performing? I think it was Jay-Z. It was some like really cool concert, maybe 50 Cent. And then when
you
we
went to
walk
watch
away,
50 Cent?
yeah, at the Dome.
Yeah, 50 at the Dome.
Yeah,
50 was
I
at the
did.
Dome. Where were you?
Before he was in stand 3.
Yeah, you were like 6 maybe.
But Botswana guy was like, ha chencha le diaparo. O ropile tlhe, ha chencha le diaparo. That was, and then I never thought, because some guys are like, they rock so hard that you don't even think about the changing.
Yeah,
of their
you don't pay attention. So
don't-
clearly, Pop's like, these people,
don't
they
think-
didn't even change
Did
clothes.
Lil Wayne change? No.
So he just kept like he
People
went
need
from
to change.
jacket. He went from jacket.
Yes, they do.
to like top, and then when they threw him a cap, he wore the cap. They threw at him like
undressed,
those
okay.
were.
So you say, let's ask your viewers at home, do you believe that performers, when they come to Africa to perform, must change clothes?
Casper
Must they do
So,
multiple
Black Eyed
wardrobe
Peas.
changes?
Casper Nyovest put the best like concerts together, South African wise.
Can I add this? Let me add this.
I'm not laughing at the Casper.
Why are you laughing at
No, I'm
Casper?
just thinking about this. I'm not laughing at Casper. I'm thinking about a story that I got told by, like in Uganda. R. Kelly went to Uganda and he had a concert.
Recently, this is before.
This is like 5-6 years ago.
Oh, okay,
So, and then he got there. But I always imagined him looking out the window going, holy shit. And because apparently, because there was a riot, because even ministers were involved, because he ran on stage and then he did a medley. Because it was almost like, oh, this is not what I expected. Because I think the pictures we saw prior or after was him at Sun City.
Yeah.
But apparently he got to Uganda and he did like a medley for like 30 minutes, where he just mixed up all his songs,
yeah.
got in the car, got back in the flight, out. And I just thought like, shame, those poor Ugandans, when they wanted somebody to change clothes, this guy didn't even give them the benefit of
Finishing a song.
Hectic.
My
I was about to say,
okay, how fast the
the changing also has to go with how the set is. So Black Eyed Peas changed because what they did is they performed and then they all got like a moment to shine. So they left the stage, the dancers came to break dance with Apple C. Left the stage, Will I Am was playing drums alone.
Apple seed?
Yeah.
Ole what?
The other...
The weird
Don with the-
haircut.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, Mr.
Yeah.
T.
And then when...
No, because he was the physical.
Yeah.
He looks like
then
Mr.
they
T.
left again, then Fergie came alone with a couple girl dancers. So also if your set allows you to leave the stage to come back
But you
and
see,
change.
clever things like that. Backstreet Boys also did that. So when the one Backstreet Boy was talking to us,
The other back was at
ones
the back.
were changing. The other one would walk on. Hey guys, How you feeling tonight, Cape Town? Sorry about that, Pretoria. How you guys doing? Hey, man, we've been together for 36 years now, and longest living boy band in history. Everybody. Then the other ones are changed. Yeah.
But the crowd, obviously, the crowd had grown with them.
Yes.
How old are those groups now?
Are they old, dog?
You've heard of Backstreet Boys?
Yo, Tamia still
Yeah.
clean also, eh?
It's a lie.
In the pharmacies.
There we go.
Those
But
songs.
Uncle
Justin
Peg,
Timberlake is the old guy of TT.
yeah,
How old is Justin?
he's a father.
He's I think he's in his 40s. But for you, when Pops goes to the OJs,
You go to Justin Timberlake.
And say legend.
And 50 Cent.
I'm 50, yeah. I saw
But
50
MacG.
at the Dome.
We got sidetracked a little bit.
Sorry.
Yo, I will ask that a little bit.
Concerts and all of that. This is always, this
Crowd
thanks for
surfing.
having me.
We're hanging.
I don't know who cancelled, but I'm happy to be here.
Never.
No legend. No.
Legend. I know Black Coffee. I know he had like a delay. I know.
Yeah, airport.
Sia is in Durban.
Private jet, Nena Lip Hunt.
Sia's in Durban with the trophy.
Yeah.
So we had to. At least you wore green to
I'm
represent.
happy. Yeah. No, I'll always be your filler. You know.
Aich?
Arkiri Justin Timberlake. Malume Kegi, can you come? Centurion.
To the cheese gang that are watching, we're probably thinking, who is this?
That's where we are.
That's where we are.
That's where we are.
That's where we are. Oh, by the way, it's a family show.
Oh,
So be careful with the cuss words, otherwise we bleep you.
sorry.
So we've already bleeped the other ones.
Yeah, the other ones
So
are
from
bleeped
here
already.
going forward.
I did have a couple, huh?
Yeah.
I'm a
But
body
when
mouse,
you
though.
reach 5, then we just stop the interview.
I'm from Pretoria, though. Raruhana.
So
I apologize.
currently you're on 3. No pressure.
We didn't tell you. So look, Uncle Kegi, please tell the cheese gang who you are and what it is that you do.
This is when they didn't do research. You know, just tell the viewers, just tell them, introduce yourself.
No, trust me. We know who you are.
I'm KAGISO LEDIGA.
Just Kagiso.
KAGISO Paswana.
There we go.
This is the one we're looking for.
Paswana is, I think when actually, I could go on. Paswana, when I got my first ID, it used to be a W. Paswana.
And then you got a +1.
And then +1 + all. And I think it means a brown cow. And then I ended up being friends with David Cow, the brown cow. But yeah, on my passport and everywhere else, it's now OA Paswana. But I was named after my grandfather. I won't go deep I won't go that deep. I'm a comedian, father. You already did the introductions. I don't know what else you wanna. I grew up in Pretoria.
Okay.
This is where I come from, but not Centurion so much. When I grew up, Centurion was called Asia Verwoerdsburg. And it was
And
like...
you were not allowed here.
No, well, I mean, I'm not that old.
So you are born and hidden.
I was around. It was the fancy part. It was like it was the new sort of suburb that black people were moving to. Verwoerdsburg. We are Verwoerdsburg. I grew up in like a bunch of places. Soshanguve, Attridgeville. I made a movie about Attridgeville actually.
Matwetwe.
And then Arcadia. I actually lived there. That's where I met David Cow, the comedian. I don't know if you know David Cow, the comedian.
So you guys met in Pretoria.
We met at a building called Menkiskop.
Menkiskop.
Which is like, the Menkiskop is the hill that the Union building is on. So that part, this little apartment block was also called Menkiskop, and David Cow lived on the 6th floor or the 5th floor, and I lived on the 2nd floor with my mom and so my recently divorced mom and my sister. And then we would watch a show, Beverly Hills 90210.
Aich.
Back in
What
the
was
day.
the...
Yeah. And he, because it was in simulcast,
Zizi.
so we would watch together.
What is the
And
song?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He just interrupted.
So Nelisha Bagalswan.
No, he came got radio like from upstairs, like playing the song. Like we would know that, okay, the show's about to start because David Guy would be coming with his little radio. And then as he gets into the door, the show would be started.
So it would be in English on the TV.
In English on David Carr's radio, and Afrikaans. Jason, Van Victoria.
Rona, we used to simulcast cartoons in Setswana, me and my brother. So we used to watch Is No Good. Musaltoni wa Musalton.
What is that?
There's a cartoon called Is No Good. He's the Sultan of the Sultan.
Musaltoni wa Musalton.
What was I doing?
I love that.
That sounds fire.
Right, it was so funny.
Cool.
So how old were you guys when you met?
Yeah.
About Sisi's age. No, we were younger. We were like, sorry, I'm just dissing Sisi because he's the youngest. No, I was like, we were 16, 17, 18, high school.
Your high school.
Yeah.
Matric vibes.
Just before, like standard 9, I think. Standard 8, standard 9.
And at that age, did you guys know?
What is grades?
Grade 11.
And 12, yeah.
Grade 11.
That's how.
At that age, did you guys know what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I think so. We had I remember my math teacher actually said to me I needed to listen. Mrs. Klute, she said, yo, you need to listen because your math is on. I'm sorry, it's terrible. It's poo-poo. It's poo-poo still clean.
Yes, poo-poo is very good.
My math was
Poo-poo's not clean, but
and
with a wet wipe.
you just like visualize it. And there was. So she said to me, you need to listen. Out of all the people here, your math marks are terrible, all of this stuff. And then I said, I don't need math because I'm going to be a comedian and a filmmaker. Yeah, quite gangster at that time. Then I went out on the street. Guy cannot hear. It's a guy, a comedian in the movie. But yeah, I went to. After
And Mrs.
that,
Klute didn't say anything like, we'll say where you
no, she got taken. Oh, she said you might need something to fall back on. She did say that.
Oh, okay.
And luckily, I
So she
haven't
didn't-
fallen back yet.
Aich.
I mean, it's a good thing, no? Yeah. Also, there's like a barrier to entry in my time in South Africa wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
You know those ones. So like there's now, like even comedian, like now is harder. For Tsitsi to be where he is a lot harder than it was for me because there were less people at the time. So you're a better comedian than I am.
Malme KAGISO, not even less. Let's give Tsitsi flowers. The first guest to give you your flowers.
Because you climbed a bigger, higher mountain. I had like an elevator. What is this thing? Comedy. I'll show you. Don't worry, I'll show you.
No, but here's the thing with your story.
You were like, you know that thing? I'll show you that I'm better than all of those.
And I'll get to the top.
Yeah.
Shout out, Titi.
Shit. Don't cry. Give him a tissue.
Yeah, he's about to cry.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Come on, fly.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
Shapa.
okay, well done, Titi. We're proud of you, Tits.
Very.
Yeah,
All of
Tits
us.
Money.
All of us.
Tea potatoes, tea money.
Yeah.
Even mom. And your
You were about to say
stepdad.
something.
And your stepdad. Yes, I was gonna say you were talking about how the barrier to entry
You
was
guys
so.
didn't tell me that I needed Vaseline, Nyana.
Yeah, Chuman, who green,
I
bro, but I
noticed
thought
it
it's part
earlier,
of
but I
my
was
age.
like, ish. I
It's
noticed
fine.
it.
No, but the
I was
kicks are
like,
fire. They make up for the
The
Asian
shoes
games.
make up, yeah. They show the brown, the shade of brown.
Ah,
You
okay.
should have.
And then,
Yeah.
Sorry for the popcorn.
That's a Vaseline.
Plus the editing team will.
Yeah,
We'll
no.
fix it in post, ne?
AI, ne?
Now that we spoke about the Ashy thing, now it's
AI.
going to be there. I was such a fit demand.
But
No, they'll be like, what are they talking
We're gonna
about?
fix it after we speak about it.
They're going to be like,
After
yeah.
that, we're gonna put Vaseline. Sol, we can add Vaseline again.
Can we add Vaseline in post? Yeah.
Thanks,
Oh,
Sol.
You were about to say something. Sorry.
Yes, I was gonna say.
But congratulations again, Titi, for being
Yes,
so much better.
we're very proud.
I do, sure.
He'll be better prepared.
Yeah, you'll
next time.
put me in the next movie.
I don't know about that. I'm joking. Yes, most definitely.
No, it's fine.
Malme KAGI, you talk about entering the space and how it was so easy for you. The thing is, and I might be wrong, my research might be wrong. Is it true that you and David Gao were the second black comedians to hit the market? Because the way I know it is that Ronnie Mudimula was the first black comedian to sort of hit main stage in South Africa, and you and David Gao saw him.
We saw
in UCT.
we saw him on Felicia.
Felicia
Mabuza.
He had a
Yeah,
stolen
the lady
radio.
whose mole would move around.
Pops.
It was never in the same place.
Felicia Mabuza, ngit bebuza my question. That's what she was.
Yeah, Mabuza, exactly. But Hugh had But he used to tell us stories about back in the day. He used to do this. Felicia, wait, Felicia.
Did Brayu?
No, he just used to. I think she was the crush. I think she was the crush of the time. Like,
You must have got
I mean, she was still, because she was still like a hot older lady. Like,
Yes,
you know,
But
she
Brayu
had
probably knows her from like her it girl days.
Yeah. But he was talking about those days. Those ones.
Nakwezintsani baya konka yakho yovela.
Yeah.
Bro, Hugh looks like he touches his chest when he speaks.
Yo. Hey. No, I don't know. But you were asking, so that man, Ronnie was on
Felicia. You and David Gal.
Katlaka radio. I mean, he's my friend now, so I can say this. That he
car radio.
He had a car radio, and his gag was
A car radio.
that he stole a radio.
Oh.
Because it was a tough, to make white people laugh type of vibe. So it was like, yo, you are pandering, chief. So we were like, you gotta meet. Because did you see this guy who was pandering on TV talking about stealing radios? And then we kind of were like, no, man, you can't have out there saying these types of things. We gotta go, And then we gotta save the battery.
We have to do better.
Man. We don't steal radios.
Let's do better.
And when we met him, he was great. Like, he had like such a crazy mind. Like, it was like, as you know, Ronnie. But I think David was also bubbling. He was like big at the time. He had been on Top Billing. And that time, Top Billing was just for white people. So David was like a thing, where he was like this.
What did he do on Top Billing? Because
he went river rafting.
Yeah.
Listen to that.
That's crazy.
I was like, he is gone. But my friend is gone. He is river rafting, man.
What was the interest in him, though, at the time?
He was a comedian. He had a good publicity. He was an organized act because he had a good manager,
PR,
publicity. He was also funny,
So is it correct in saying that Ronnie was first, then came you and David?
Then came you. Yeah, I would say I wasn't counting. I wasn't going 3 black person, 1 number, 4 number. No.
But who were the other black guys before you guys?
And then we all, we all happened at the same time. So it wasn't like a first.
Okay, so simultaneously.
If you had to go officially, I would say David was the sort of first guy because he blew up. He was the guy. Like, everywhere you go, you would be called Dave Carr. When you're like, I come to perform, I'm a comedian.
So Dave Carr was the chippies of comedy.
Are you Dave Carr? No, I'm not Dave Carr.
He was the Colgate of comedy.
He was the Colgate. He was the Coke of soft drinks.
Check us.
Yeah.
Put a check us and get us a David Carr,
He became the category.
Yeah, he was that. And
That's
apparently
dope.
I heard somewhere Tats actually saying that he asked, was it Tats who said this? He asked Joe Parker, who was the first black comedian he ever saw. Then I thought he's going to say Eddie Murphy or some old people. Red Fox. He said, nah, David Carr. I was like, wow.
That's
okay.
dope.
Joe Parker.
Yeah, Joe Parker's
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Parker's comedy.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine.
Joe was old when I started comedy.
Dude,
He was a
yeah.
grown
I don't think he was ever young.
those types of people.
It's giving Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, they're those types of guys, right? He was. So
I've never seen a young photo of Morgan
And his
Freeman.
name is Joe.
Yeah, I've seen
Joes
the
are
youngest photo of Morgan Freeman. He still looks old, but he's got. He's
yeah.
young.
Yeah.
but
The
he's
young
like-
last photo, but he looks old still.
Yes, you were saying Malbec King?
Yeah, so David, that was because at the same we had a thing called the Cape Comedy Collective that happened in Cape Town.
Comedy Collective.
You never heard of this
CCC.
thing?
The KK. Oh.
CCC.
Cape
Comedy Collective. Yeah, that could have been the KKK.
Comedy
Comedy Collective. Yeah, you've never heard of this?
No.
Yeah, we need to document these things better.
Yes.
So what happened was I wanted to be a stand-up, obviously. I was at I was usually studying drama, and then they had a thing, orientation week. So the year before, at the class, in the sort of, they had this thing called open class, and open class was all the brave ones. So all of the whole drama school, all the people would go and they do their pieces.
Yes.
Shakespeare, whatever, and then
The monologue.
yeah, monologues,
poem.
those things. So it was
Othello.
like, and then you'd get critiqued by the whole school, and it was so I never had the.
Could it be?
I never had the.
What my
beats.
ears perceive,
Those things.
what my eyes deceived.
Oh yeah. Open. I'm from shut there. I'm from Matsohoda.
Could it be real?
He plays the horse before the tram.
This is a proper actor. And the subtlety and the understated performance. Wow. This guy is a talent waiting to be discovered. Okay. I mean, we'll talk after this. Titi as well. Titi so we did a...
It's fine.
Yeah, so at that open class, David used to go, like, he used to do these crazy things, like weird mime, physical. They were very funny, but strange. You know, they were very original things with him and a guy called Paul Huckle. So I always used to go, oh man, one day I'm going to pluck up the courage to do that. You
Something
know?
weird.
But
Didn't Dave also do like fake Michael Jackson
did
outside
all
of
those things.
a music store?
He
And
was
with the
so
sign that said,
crazy.
if you want the real thing, go inside.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he was that kind of guy. He
That's
did
dope.
like, you know, weird, physical, crazy, odd things that you're like, this doesn't make sense, but this guy does it and it
Mr.
makes
Bean
sense.
type.
Weird things like
He makes it work.
Yeah, detective bag, tea bag. And then he'll pull out a tea bag or whatever. You're like, okay, whatever.
What?
Crowd is killing themselves and it's a vibe, you know? So
That's so funny.
so then yeah, you know, so it's like those kind of things. So then I one day I got a monologue, which was a set. It was like a on a monologue website, but it was written like a comedy set, like how we do sets now, you know, an American idea. So I was acting a comedian versus being a comic. You know, like it's all because if I took your set and I read it word for word, but I did it your vibe.
Yeah, so you're acting more than implementing your own
So
self.
like a double whammy, you know, showing my acting skills, but also being a comedian. Yeah. Next level. Anyway, I did that. And then the following year, they were like, since you're a comic, can you come and do this thing for the freshers? And then I went, I had to write a set on the way to the thing because I hadn't thought about what stand-up, you know. I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't know what it is. So I wrote like about my life. I wrote about growing up in Atteridgeville, taking taxis.
And at the time, you didn't have a lot of references, right? Like locally that you could have tapped into.
Because you're the guys that started this thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I had life. So my whole idea, because we were only performing for white people at the time. Also, this is the other context that is to bear in mind. That's why all the David Carl shows are called blackout, blacks only, black people, black.
Because he started just performing to just white people.
You know, just to make sure that we're trying to get a black audience. So I went there and then I told my story. I was like, yeah, from this place. And the idea that I was trying to also give these white kids my experience to kind of, you know, validate my existence. Because for them, I always imagine that they see me, when they think of where I come from, they see like the news. You know, when they're like, well, how's life? For me, like my background is the news to them, you know? So I had to kind of, I used to do bits about my grandma, being scared of the dark, but the toilets are outside. You know, I'm growing up in a, it kind of contextualized.
Standard.
And then, and then there was, that was that. Then there was a comedy festival, the Cape Comedy, not the Cape Comedy Festival, the big festival, the Smirnoff at the time. I don't know if you've heard about this festival.
I've heard about the Smirnoff one and the Peter Stuyvesant one.
The Peter Stuyvesant one. The Peter Stuyvesant one probably was very short-lived because cigarettes
Died out, yeah.
Smirnoff was like the
It was
big,
up in smoke.
yeah, Smirnoff, you'd see all the guys. Russell Peters, Jimmy Carr, but they're all young people. You know, they're all young. Everybody's like a hustling comic. So, and then there was the 3 stages, the main arena at the Baxter.
Yeah.
And then there was the danger zone where it was like the dirty, you know, like it was like Jimmy Carr, like those types of acts that are like raw. Brendan Burns, John Vlismas, Ntate Mel Miller.
Old John Vlismas.
Not new.
Yeah. John Vlismas of the drugs.
Meat eating.
Powered by cocaine, John Vlismas. That one where you're like, I like John Vlismas. You know, that was...
John Vlismas once parked the car in the hotel lobby. What?
He was like a
drove
rock
through
star.
the security doors with the rental car.
Yeah, he was actually John Vlismas was the later before us. There was John Vlismas. John Vlismas was like the Nelson Mandela's very said these things can happen. You know? And then they were like, since we are allowing this type of stuff, let's have black guys as well. You know,
Because he broke the boundaries.
he was an edgy comic. You know, he
That's
was like,
edgy.
So that was great. And then so I did this festival. And there was obviously in the main arena there was David Kau in the Danger Zone, Bo John Flismus, and all of these international acts. And then there was a side room called Newcomers. It was a new so people who didn't get tickets or they missed or they were late or they were waiting to pick up somebody, they would come in there, And
It's such a weird thing. Waiting to pick up somebody.
Hey, are you here those vibes. You know when you
just waiting there.
and you're like a new comic, you're trying, you've done it at the club here and there a little bit, but they're not really comedy clubs. You've done it somewhere. There was a table and So I do this. We do it like there was a lineup. Jason Cope. I think Riyadh also might have done that room. Conrad. The host was David Levinson.
Dave Levinson, yeah.
Levinson. And David
one of my
Levinson.
favorite.
Yeah. He was like, that he was always this improv guy. Like he would say
it's
crazy
always
things,
been,
unbelievable things. And then you tell him his jokes and he'd go, "That's so funny. You should do that on stage." You're like, "No, man,
That's your
joke."
thing. He's still like that.
Still like he's very.
You'll meet Dave, you'll tell him one of his jokes, you'll be like, that's great.
You should do that. You should do that.
And he's like, no, that's your joke.
Yeah. So
And he's shocked. Like you said that.
So I
That's
did
crazy.
Let me finish the story because we're now stuck on Dave Lipson and I'm trying to tell my biography.
Sorry,
I'll never
go.
get out of the house and I'm like, people are gonna listen. They're listening.
Now we're busy
can
talking
I
about
just
David,
share? Now
yeah.
it's not gone to the narrative has gone from African child to this white guy now. Anyway, so I did this thing. I died on my ass. But it was $350
At the newcomer.
At that newcomer stage.
$350. What I remember was that it was $350
That you got
in my
paid?
pocket. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So it was 100. I did 3 times, and I think it was $150. So 450.
450. And this is 90?
2090,
post.
90 before the 2000s, before the millennium.
Damn.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It was like you hit me. What's what dust?
No, but you know why I'm asking when? Because I'm trying to figure out like how much money that was.
That was there.
No, it was not a lot, but it was a lot. Because I was a starving student as well. Like I used to get those month-end ones where in Cape Town, and you when you get $50, because I also had like a quality of life thing. Even though I was broke, I would get like 10 rand for a bottle of Tassenberg, 7 rand 50 for Fetis and Moni's spaghetti, something like I don't know, $5 for that canned tomato thing, then. And cheese, a block of cheese that you would weigh there, chup, chup. Then that's like 20 rand. And then you're having a proper dinner now with a bottle of wine. But the 10 rand wine you'd also get at the shop, like at the restaurant. So if you go to a nice observatory there, I mean, if nice is relative because observatory was a type of, I don't know if you know observatory Cape Town, but you would get that wine and you could be cool. You could be there drinking, like for 4 glasses. You can say it's on me, and then the next guy gets, and then by the time it's 3 o'clock in the morning,
You've spent $40.
good times have been, yeah.
Clean.
So it was that kind of time. So that night happened, that was that. No, guys didn't come and say like I did to him, kid, you got talent, here's my number, call me. That didn't happen. I just went back to the poverty streets and then for like months, I was just minding my own business. And then one day, and I had a business plan because I had a business and a business idea. And then I bumped into McLottery.
Yes.
And then he said, "Where have you been?" And I was like, "Oh, wow, what do you mean?" He saw me at the place. They've been looking for me. They've got this thing called the Cape Comedy Collective. I should come every Wednesday. Then you get there like a bunch of comics. All the comics I knew. Well, I didn't know. There were people that were doing comedy. And that was what was happening. There was like a whole collective. They'd sit around the circle, tell jokes. They'd give you like a brush, a hair brush, and that was your mic. And you do your set and they'd give you notes. And that was this thing.
That is so dope.
Yeah. That was dope. I actually saw this type of thing in Finland.
Dope.
I saw these guys in Finland where they'd go. It's a festival. So they'd get out of a room. You jump off stage. And then you try out gags like a cipher type of thing.
Yeah,
and
just jokes and
guys
comedians.
riff, like how you guys riff here. But riff, and it's like, cool, I'm going to use that. And then guy runs off, literally jumps off on stage, and then he says some of those things. It's unbelievable.
Damn. So it's like a creative session for whoever's going out next.
So that was like a fast dating version of it that I saw in Finland. Whereas back then at Cape Comedy Collective, there was just that. Like that was the
We
big.
don't have that right now.
Yeah.
I wish we did.
That's why I left. That's why. But I mean, it was also it was not common.
Yes,
I think like when comics went overseas and they had this thing, like people used to go, "Whoa, you guys do that? Wow, this South African thing is quite interesting."
But it was also integral to growing the industry.
I think so. Yeah. I think like by its nature, stand up is very solo act. It's a very kind of like
One-man band.
Solitary type of gig. So that's, I mean, if that came back, that would be great. I think it needs it. But yeah. So I joined these guys. Then I understand. But then you see what I mean. There was a collective, you got welcomed into that. Then there were like peers, the people that you can do better than in the sport or be as good as. I remember Riyad Musa. It's like technically the most spectacular act I'd ever seen. Like even to this day. I mean, you've seen Riyad. He does those technicals. You know, and
it's very clinical.
Yeah. But at that time, like we would wonder because we would do. There was only so many shows, and you'd see him one week, and then the following week he'd come back and he'd have this other gag where he'd see multi-characters, this, that. When did this guy rehearse? When did he have?
We were just with him last week.
Those vibes, yeah. But it was a really cool time for stand-up because you'd get, most places had never seen a black guy on stage in that way. So I remember places where first they didn't know whether we were doing protest theater or what's going on.
No, testing the mic.
Stand up, right?
Or the sound guy testing the mic.
Yeah. And then sometimes they just go like, yeah, okay, we'll just bring the black guy first and see how this crowd is. Hi, hey, how's everybody doing? Hey, sorry. Beep that. But that was, I remember going to a place called Dirty Dicks. If you ever have
What is going on?
No, there was a place called Dirty Dicks. It's a venue in Hout Bay. This is not a swear word. It's like the name of a place. It's the name of a place, yeah. It's Dick. Maybe there were many Richards who were dirty, and it was called Dirty Dicks.
But was it one of those Tony the King strip club gigs?
It was a fisherman's. It was in Hout Bay, and the people literally smelled like metal and grease. They were fishermen, and there were not many of them. So you get to this place, they don't know stand-up. So for starters, they are fishermen. They are not.
Were they doing this in the crowd? Have you ever come off a boat?
Probably. I mean, they were seasoned fishermen, so they're probably more like. Sorry. But yeah, those kind of places where the difficulty wasn't the competition in terms of other acts. It was breaking the audience into the idea
the rhythm and
telling
it. Immediately when you land there, you can tell something's fishy.
Yeah. Those things of conceptually, the room, like how does the room work? Do they, people mustn't eat, all of those things. That's so if I take credit, I'll be the guy where people ate while I was performing so that they could be quiet in air-conditioned rooms for you.
I had to crawl so that you could run.
You see, I had to be at Dirty Dicks so that you could do Sunbet Arena.
Hey. Come on.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, baby. Yeah, so that easy could be unbelievable.
So how does this progress to you following your film career path? Because you were killing it now in stand-up, right? Because you had found this sort of comedy society. You guys were making sure that you guys were bettering each other. You were starting to gig. You were starting to establish gigs. You were starting to perform in places where people had never been, like
and
dirty penises, dirty dicks. Sorry,
remember, as in Richards, not Richards.
And then how does this? When does the move to Joburg?
Oh, Joburg, my man! Wow.
When does that happen?
When did you get to Joburg?
2007.
Did it blow you away when you got to it? Were you like, wow?
Yeah, like
this thing,
I couldn't believe anything that
I really love Joburg. I love Joburg. I mean, it's gone to poop now, and I'm like hoping that we all work together to bring it back. But because I love it, I'm from Pretoria, and I left Pretoria to go to Cape Town, and I remember coming to Joburg. So what happened is I did. Yeah, so everything's going well on that side. I've got like also this idea to make a comedy sketch show because
this started in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Okay.
That time, that thing, my man, was torturing me because what happened is, like I told you, as we've established, I was broke. I've established this now.
I mean, the 10 rand wine gave it away.
And
at that time, it was still two cousins.
Yes, and it was.
The family didn't grow.
like
The other three didn't die.
that was probably like a fancy bottle of wine back then, actually.
Died.
Because Tassenberg, the wine that we drank, Tassenberg, it was the bottom of the barrel. Like, so I think this is the story that they used to take whatever the bottom of the barrel, the khore, exactly. But then it could also be from a good barrel. So some days you pay
never
$10.
knew what you were getting.
Yeah, you could be drinking some of the greatest wine in the world for $10 as well. So
Is that what they call the blend? You know, when they say a blend.
I don't know that much about wine, but I'll go with khore for now.
Stick to your
I guess it would be a blend.
Mafufura.
The lucky packet of wine.
Yeah.
Stick to your
So then it was, so where were we again? So then how
you're
did I get
brewing,
into movies? Then I went to, so I was working on all this stuff. Then there was a guy called Phat Joe. I don't know if you remember this guy. Legend.
Phat Joe.
And so
Big lips.
So Joe did a show. So you see when we saw like Ronnie on
Felicia.
On Felicia, I was like, why is this guy with a radio? What's going on here? Then we saw Phat Joe doing Phat Joe live on E.
Yeah.
Man, that's when we were like, because at this point we had this idea of a show. Like it even had a name at this point. And it was inspired by In Living Color and Monty Python and those types of things. And it was the thing that I wanted to be like, that's what I want to do, you know, I want to make a show, especially after stand-up where you work with all these comics and you have all the, for me it was like, if we can, and we were in the, we were at the front in terms of like the cutting phase of kind of this social interaction, like this idea of white South Africans don't know what black South Africans go through. That. So when you are telling, that's where you guys, remember when you guys started and there was all these comics, like Trevor's generation, they were always tired, and Eugene, they were always tired of like black people, white people. Remember, everybody, just like I think your transition time, you came in where people were like, did he do black jokes, white people, this, black people, that, because they were tough. But for our side, we were the black people do this, white people do that people, because it was the first time. Like these people were like, okay, tell us what you guys do, and and there were all these and it was great. It was a revolution. So I thought, these people, if we can do this on TV, the icebreakerness of what stand-up does is gonna be even tenfold, So I was really so people would come. You are struggling. You don't have food. Why can't you just get a job as a waiter? Something just to keep, make ends meet. And I was like, no, we've got a show. We've got a show called The Pure Natural. It's happening anytime now. Little did I know it's going to take 4 years.
Anytime now, 3 years later.
It was that. And then what happened is I came, David then moved to Joburg, worked with Phat Joe. He was the little brown cow and all of those types of things.
And little brown cow.
Yeah, with Dada Man. Dada. Yeah. I went to school with Dada Man.
I went to school. Why did you stutter now?
Sorry. I stutter anyway, minimally, like maybe like not 3% of the time, like totally. So you got that.
Did Dada Man really stutter?
Tsepo Kekana. He started. Yeah.
Okay.
That is so.
He's one of those guys where
throwback.
you meet him. I knew him at school, and he was cool. Even though he started, he was like one of the cool kids.
Yeah.
And then I see him like years later on TV being that and out of here, that was like, crazy. So, and Joe he was this kind of center of like culture, vibe, YFM, all of that type of stuff. Really cool. And he was very kind of, I guess, innovative, open-minded. Like he made cool stuff, So I came up here. They needed a guest on the Phat Joe Live. And I was coming up to do the 5FM Comedy Jam. Now, this was big, 2,500 people. This was now my biggest gig. It's like, I've done all of these things. Now I'm going to have 2,500 people. I got a guy to make me pants. Because I'm going to Joburg.
It's a big deal.
They look like pajamas.
Taylor.
They were like drawstring pajama type of pants, but I guess that was my style. And then and I got.
Yes,
and
people want to sleep
and
on
a
you.
hat. I got a hat from because I remember at UCT when I was at drama school, I used to take clothes. I think there's a statute of limitations. I don't go to jail after. I used to take clothes from the wardrobe, like Jan van Riebeck jacket, and rock it with jeans. Now I'm cool on the street. I take it back. So I don't know where I got that hat, but I came there and
Why was the hat the standard of comics back in the day?
I don't know. And this one was this beautiful. I remember it had a hole here, but you had to wear it in a different way so that
different angle.
they don't see the. Yeah, you got to put it at an angle so that they don't see the hole.
Most a lot of
Every single
comedians
comic,
had a hat.
Is it not Cedric the Entertainer?
No, like in South Africa predominantly.
No, it was just David
Robbie
Kau.
also had a hat.
But everyone used. Ndumiso used to rock
no,
a
it's only
hat.
Ndumiso who wore
Chris
a hat.
Mapani used to wear a hat.
Oh, Chris
I
Mapani.
even wore hats at some point.
Oh, because you guys you saw David Kau because he was this
Yes.
big brand guy, and then you were like, "Wait, if I want to do this thing, I must do that." But he was
No, and now you rock
So clean.
he was balding.
That is so clean.
Yeah, he was. Tats and David were balding, so
Yes.
they wore a hat, and then you guys thought, "Oh, this is the norm."
This is the look and feel.
wore a hat.
No,
This is the look and feel.
yeah, it's like
I'm
a
wearing a
guy.
hat now, but I never wore a hat like on stage.
You don't wear a hat on stage. No?
Never.
Yeah, don't ever do that, my love. Don't do that.
So yes.
So I go-
You rock the hat and you
So
go.
I
2005.
So they call me. They're like, "Yo, can you come and be a guest?" I in my head, I'm like, "Okay, this is a big break potentially."
Yes.
So I asked them. I called. I remember I missed a whole lot of beats in the story because I was also when Tsepo Mogale moved to Joburg because we were friends.
Spikos,
in
yes.
Spikos. He came to work at Investec. I remember him saying, "I'm gonna be a six-figure." And
So
that,
spot on.
The impersonation.
we got an apartment. But in my head, I was this big enterprise mogul, you know. So he said he's getting an apartment. It can be another room if I want. And then I was saying I had this idea that I'm gonna live in Joburg and Cape Town at the same time, you know. But then so he got the apartment. I think I put money towards the fridge, and then there was no way I could sustain like 350 rand lifestyle and an apartment in Melrose in Joburg with a six-figure. So, but there was still that room. So I came to Joburg, and then obviously I had my house, my little room, my sliver of a place, and then I did this show. I went to the park, and they said to me, I digressed. Yeah, they said to me. I called, you know, there was Mushiri on that show who did where was she? No, Mushiri was something. Mushiri Musekwa, and there was also Andy who did the movie reviews.
Yes, the Admiral.
Yeah, so when they did their research, I said, no, they must ask me this and that, and then I'll respond. You know, in my head, I was like, cool, they're going to give me bits, and then it'll be a jumper for my set. You know, like it's asking me something, and then the reply will be comedy. Exactly. So that was that. I did that. Destroyed, obviously, one would, because nobody had thought to do that in terms of stand-up and talk shows. They were like, wow, he's a genius. And they offered me a job to be, because what's his name was leaving. No, before even that, they said, would you like to be a creative director? I said, no, I've got a show that's coming. I can't do that. No, I really did. I was like, I'm sorry, I've got a show that is going to happen. But I wish you the best. I'll look for you. I'll help you look. You know, that's how naive I was. And then I went back to Cape Town and starved. Like, you know, when now you remember, damn it, that was actually a real job. You know?
And they were paying well.
Yeah, it was like really was very solid money, you know.
Yeah.
Because I went back after then Leo Manne left, and then they said they needed another host. I mean, another a sports guy, and I ran back like proper, like yeah, of course. I think it was like $4,000 a week. It was something great. And I was...
Listen to that, $4,000 a week back then.
Yeah, back then. I mean, you say back then, like, I guess it is back then.
No, you know why I say back then?
Of the century.
You know why I say back then, right?
People aren't getting $4,000 now.
Yeah, so I say that because DJ Speedster was saying he earned 10K at Metro FM.
That's those types of things.
And this is now. This is recent.
Oh yeah,
4K back then.
I was set, yeah. I was.
And apparently writing for the Fat Joe show was like... All right, I remember Uncle Dave was saying it was like 17K.
Yeah, so that
Live Amp also said it wasn't getting too much coins.
Yeah, like he got
18K.
9 grand at YFM or something like that.
18K, yeah. That was also,
18K was a writing fee.
No, it wasn't just writing though. So
Like
this 4K
production.
was you're there every week to do this thing. I didn't know anything about sports. I used to Google it. And then so where Leo would talk about Pirates did this, Sundowns did that, I would talk about how did rugby get invented? And then I'd squeeze in gags in there. You know?
That's crazy.
There's another guest I can see now. There's people, everybody's like, wrap it up now. There's another guest.
No.
I'm insecure. I haven't left my house. Okay, I don't get invited to places. People don't invite me to places. So when I'm like, yeah, you sure you got me? You want me? I'm okay. You to tell my stories? Okay.
that's crazy.
So we did that.
Yeah.
For a while.
You're starving in Cape Town now?
Yeah, like now I've left Cape Town because it's like I'm here in Joburg. I work.
Yeah.
And then they moved. Phat Joe said, cool, we're moving from ETV now. It's Afghanistan. It was in the papers. And we're going to go to SABC.
Yeah.
And then they offered me to be creative director, whatever that meant. And that was cool. I mean, also myself and David got to do those sketches at the top of the show. And the application thingy for PMS had been in for 4 years at SABC. So all these things kind of like colluded to create,
worked together.
you know, like, because then some lady was hired as a consultant to look at some of these briefs or whatever, these applications that they had, and she found that thing. But also by luck, she had been working at the BBC, and then she found this thing, and she was like, yo, this is a cool show. So as I was working with Joe, doing radio, being like a sidekick on radio with strippers on me, I had like, that was a great time. I mean, my job was to be Joe's sidekick, and in the radio show, he would bring strippers. Like, people would be upset. Radio bosses everybody, you know, and he closed the blinds and have people strip on me.
Yeah.
And it was like this Howard Stern thing, you know. But sometimes it's like the oddest strippers where you go, one of the strippers there, I haven't still to this day seen an older stripper. Yeah, and she had like no teeth. She had like this weird thing that she was doing the whole time. But it was fascinating. Yeah, it was fascinating, right?
That must have been traumatizing also.
It was fun. I was like, it
was fun.
It was because it's not like my stripper, it's a job stripper. I'm at work, okay, this is interesting.
Job
stripper. Yeah. Actually, there was a lot of, like, at the time, Joe introduced us to the strip clubs, you know? Now, Dave will tell you about it because he was caught by Shwashwi on Christmas. You know when you were at home and they were like, Shwashwi, tell Tsitsi who Shwashwi is.
Dog, like, Shwashi is like the gossip. Shwashi
How can I put it?
First Musa Kaula.
Yeah, it was
But like hard, like but in the paper.
In the papers.
Like
'cause there was
TMZ level. Pull up on you and yo.
Yeah. So imagine
And no one knew who Shwashi was. But she was at every event.
He
or she.
And how would Shwashwi like expose you?
in the paper. So on this,
Like picture story
in the
paper.
Sowetan Sunday
Shwashwi
World.
says.
So you have to wait for Sunday to.
Yeah. So you mind your own business, and that's what happened. Because people they know what they did. They know Shwashwi is
Now they're
gonna do the
waiting.
thing, and that was what happened. So David, on this particular occasion, had been at the Malasha in Benmore. I don't know if that's before your time. And
Malaysia in Randburg?
No, it was in
friend of mine
Benmore at the time.
Okay, it was
And
before your time.
Uncle Charlie. Uncle
yeah.
Charlie days. And so this guy now, you're with your mom on Christmas, and the newspaper says, Kahu was with Phat Joe at Malasha Strip Club. And that used to be the thing. Like with Joe, the idea, strip clubs, I was like fascinated. He introduced me to strip clubs and sushi, which are like an odd thing to put together when you talk about it now.
Makes sense.
Well, because in your mind, you're like, yeah, but we weren't eating sushi.
Technically.
We weren't eating sushi at the strip club.
It was 2 different days.
Yeah, it was
Different
I think
days.
we ate pasta at the one strip club once, and I was really hungry, so it was like quite a sensory overload. But
You just someone on someone.
but yeah, so those were like, so you can imagine working with Joe. He was like, I don't know, he was one of those big superstar celebrities. I remember this one time he went to the beach, Kems Bay, on the wrong day. he came and then he almost got mobbed. Like there was like a mob. He had that kind of, and he was a crossover audience type of guy.
Yeah, so
you
everybody's
had to
loving him.
Yeah, he was that kind of guy. So it was a really fun time to be like just young and carry. What you do is either because whatever opportunity, are you going to do the stand-up quickly before I do my thing? Or if he's going to MC a thing at big corporates for whatever, Discovery. What's that? Not Discovery. What's the one that owns all of the...
Metropolitan.
No, the Jungle Oats and everything. Unilever. Yeah, so you'd go there in the Drakensberg. Unilever's having all of their brands and there's tents and there's everything and he's the MC. Yeah, but then he brought like a special treat for them. Boom, and throw you up there. Now you are doing a corporate.
It's funny enough, like this story that you're telling me, it feels like it's happening again.
Everything you're talking about
everything you say
feels like it's happening again. So the sketch stuff and doing sketches on the show, that's not the sketch show that you wanted to do. That's us right now. The thing you're talking about,
the special treat.
Going with Joe to gigs and then
be like
the special surprise.
Yeah.
I do that.
That's happening right now.
Our special surprise. You see, I'm not me and you, man. Oh, from the special surprise DNA, my brother, man. Huh? Yeah, no. Okay, you can be in a movie. You can be.
Welcome to Rosa 2.
Just one random Mzwaki, man. Just one random.
So that was that. We did that, and then of the success of those sketches on Phat Joe,
plus this lady,
plus the lady. Then she left. Then it was silent again. So I had like a time of just working with Joe, being in strip clubs, being like on famous things, because Joe was like a
media person like that.
Like he was this guy. Yeah. He said to me the first day, he said, "You're coming into the eye of the storm or of the tornado or something like that." And I remember thinking, this guy's too dramatic.
Yeah, sounds like something Phat Joe would say.
Because I'm fresh in Joburg as well. It's like, black people with fancy cars, black names on the buildings, Phat Joburg. I was just like, I'm in love. Take my heart, Josie. Take it away. And then, so after that, it came around. It came like the SABC said, cool, this show, you want to do it? And then that was another whirlwind because it had, at the time it was happening, I was used to being like a famous guy, right? Because I had been rolling with Joe, being on TV. So the thing was a lot more of a pain in the ass. My experience of PMS, it was cool, but it was a pain in the ass because I was the production company now. For some, I having worked on Phat Joe, I also didn't want to work with grown-ups because because I'm young. At this time, I'm like, grown-ups, we're trying to edit that sketch to make it the funniest thing. They tell you, no, it's knockoff time, So in my head, I was like, okay, that's what grown-ups do. They knock off because they're children.
So you want to work and push.
Yeah,
you just want to push and work.
Exactly.
That's why we have Beyond the Eyes. Because it doesn't matter what time of the day. We are here editing sketches to make sure that the Cheese Gang enjoy the sketches. Beyond the Eyes Studios.
Where there's no grown-ups.
Where there's no grown-ups.
That's nice. That's a great tagline, whatever.
Beyond the Eyes.
Where there's no grown-ups. Speaking of where there's no grown-ups, sometimes you have to respect the grown-ups and leave your seat. But here, 2050 supplies enough seats for you and the grown-ups. 2050 event supplies beyond the grown-ups.
When there are no grown-ups.
Back to the grown-up.
Yeah. I'll take it. I am. We gotta act that age.
Yes. She's grown up.
Yes, Banake. Yes, Banake. So yeah, that was so with PMS. Well, it was there was just young people, apart from John Buck. Sorry, John, but you're old. At the time, you've regressed now. You've de-aged. But John Buck was the only guy who was like a grown-up, and that wasn't much of a grown-up. It was John Buck. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of chaos. But then I remember by end of season 2, and the thing was a hit. I mean, the thing, you would walk everywhere, like Jewish moms were into it, Indian dudes would be like, whoa, man, I take greens. I remember people used to say, I have some greens and I watch this thing.
I take greens, I watch this.
I know, right? Oh, yo, man. Right. You only got later. I take greens. Oh, yo, man, come on.
That vibe. So then that was that. I remember after season 2, it's a hit. Even today, people still say, when is PMS come back?
And how many years is that later?
you guys, you know, and I'm like, it's been 20 years though. It doesn't work like that. I don't
That
like
is-
things that come back after 20 years.
But
like,
that is
leave
the
them in 20 years.
benchmark of like
It was dope.
sketch comedy in this country.
It was
And
dope, yeah.
It was out of this world. I think
Yeah.
for me as a young man in this country, I almost became a Joe Parker. I had no point of reference for comedy. It was watching you guys that I realized that there's stand-up comedy in South Africa.
It was dope, huh?
And
That thing was
I
dope.
loved what PMS did because it introduced us to you guys, and then it introduced us to the world of comedy.
Stand-up, yeah.
So it made
individually,
it made
everybody's
whoever
a
was on
comic.
the show a well-known comic.
That's the story. Took it out of my mouth.
Visionary stuff.
Like,
Visionary.
I mean, I owed the text man after that. That's a story for another day.
that's for your second episode of the podcast.
Dude, that was a heavy story because exactly not having grown-ups. I mean, I've told this story. Not having grown-ups, then the vet money, we are like, yeah, but let's shoot more things. You know? Let's get into like that kind of stuff.
Sounds like us.
That's so.
Even
so
that happened.
But like on that note, like you guys need your flowers, eh? Like pure Monate, crazy. Like that skit where they hijack this guy and he's trying to give them the phone and the wallet and all he wants is R1.
Yeah.
Like, no, just R1, Mlungu, just one. This guy's got a gun. Just R1, Mlungu. Oh,
With
sorry,
Ronnie.
here's the wallet. No, I don't want Mlungu. Mlungu listens with the skin. Mlungu, you're listening with the skin. Just want R1. He's offering the phone. He's like, I just want R1.
But you
Change
see
for
that-
Tiger.
You see those types of sketches. So for me, the idea of like the icebreaker,
Yeah.
because that was what was happening in the stand-up like places, right? Where
Yes.
we would perform for all these white people, explaining ourselves as like because we
With those weird gags. Don't
remember
worry,
this
I'm not
place-
here to rob you.
Yeah, exactly. Remember, this place is racist. I mean, this is like, as Loy says, it's the Colombian. It's like the Colombian
Level of
Yeah.
racism.
So when
Top
you-
shelf.
Yeah. So when you a show like that was great because it was kind of like hitting at what the expectations,
The perception and
That was
stereotypes.
for that, but then also just having fun because most of our main audience was like a black audience, you know. It was- so that did well in that
Side
way.
pocket, Inor, Alomidom.
No, but I think
John Booster was still a thing.
Yeah, Dion, yes.
Spike was delicious.
that gave birth to Spikos and
Matute.
Tempo ran and had
And the music.
career out of it.
Yeah.
What does Matute mean?
Juice.
Okay, because someone from Botswana Tobin means another type of juice.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it could. But we weren't thinking about it like that.
Okay.
but
Which juice?
You know the
I
juice
mean, think of all the juices
that
you
made
can.
you.
Ah,
Spider-Man.
Yeah, so it
Peter
was.
Parker.
So it was actually Matute was my cousin. He got upset with me. We didn't speak for 2 years or 3 years. Matute that guy wasn't my cousin, but it was because I would come back. I would, yeah. So Matute, my cousin was called Matute at school. It was his nickname as well. And then I somehow the name of that character
Was Matute.
We just said Matute. And then it stuck, you know, because you like when you're riffing now, then a name comes out, and then it's like it had like a backstory to it because whatever Matute had done in the week that my aunt might have been complaining about, I'd be like, you guys won't believe what Matute did.
Then
And
everyone's like, we're putting it in the sketch.
Brought it into
Yeah,
the skit.
exactly. So that's how it kind of took it. To
How much of the show was like improv and like written? Because obviously you work for the SABC and someone has to be a grown-up and say, okay, guys.
Oh no, that was the lack of that show as well. So the other ingredient was that there was no babysitters. There was no
Grown-ups.
They said there was no grown-ups. There was. They said, what was the thing? We're trying to test out late night. You know, and there's this 10 o'clock slot. And
Have
what
fun.
can you do?
Creative freedom.
Even they even said it's an hour it was an hour the first season, if you remember. And afterwards they
Just like
apologized.
Back to back.
So when that hour, when you ask how much improv, a lot. Because because sometimes we've now like, the show's only 37 minutes long. What are we gonna do? Okay, I've got an idea. Magwarana. Then they go on the street and we just go and just diss each
that was
other,
also
and that's
dope.
a piece.
That's a piece.
Those
and then you
kind
have like little ads in between as
Those
well.
laps.
I remember one of my favorites was Rabubi, where Spider-Man came
yeah,
out,
Spider-Man.
and then they just sprayed him with doom.
That's one of my favorite sketches ever.
My favorite.
That was so lives like our shit. And the news with Inor, Alomidom.
Alomidom.
You know what was my favorite thing about PMS, though? It was like the culture around watching it.
Yeah.
Because like all of us were like when I was young, we couldn't watch it, but then we'd all talk about what we had to do to watch it. Like I had to pretend like I was sleeping. I had to do this.
It's giving
And
you
then-
the
I had to make my mom tea and put her
Yes,
sleeping
and then you
tablet
watch
in.
it.
pops.
Dude, and then you watch it.
It's giving
right?
Yizo.
And then you watch it, and it's like a reward. So then it was like some people didn't get through to watching it. They got cut out somewhere. Maybe they got them. And then the ones who watched it,
Dude, and you're not in the conversation the next day at school.
You
Ricky
missed the
Rick told me this. Ricky Rick
Like,
said to
you
me
missed the
that
episode?
he would at Hilton or wherever he went to school. He said all the black kids would go out or whatever and go to the cafeteria, not the
center,
the
what was
dining,
center,
whatever.
dining, yeah.
And then that's where they would watch in the dark. And I was like, wow, that's a beautiful image.
Yeah.
And that your one as well. Your one as well is great. And Madinga in the Mount Fletcher with the generator.
with the car battery.
The car battery.
We used to watch it with the car battery, yes.
Yeah, appointment viewing. That's when, back in the days of linear television.
Hey.
Those days are gone now. Just press skip adverts, skip intro.
Oh man. And then
Play at double speed.
and then Malmakegi, this whole PMS thing, right?
That's so crazy.
this is not.
Is this what led you to movies?
Well, I always wanted to make movies, yes. But that was for me the combo, like the comedy making that
Like something serious that has humor involved like that.
Yeah. So I mean, I was still very not confident because in my head you're making movies like it's gotta be, Scorsese, you must direct you. I'm not ready, And then I did, and then I remember PMS finished. Then we were back in the hard times. Maybe they were not so hard. We were still comedian. We were successful.
Yeah, you were still performing.
And
at
we
the
were
time.
famous from PMS, and people were saying, when is it coming back?
20 years later.
But yeah, but I feel like there was a sort of like a gap of sorts of like unsatisfying creative output. I don't know if you ever feel that sometimes.
Yep.
Where you work, but you're like, I'm not happy with what I'm doing as a creative. And then we were with John Barker. It wasn't so long. John Barker, David Kibuga, Salah, and we were calling ourselves filmmakers, but we had never made a film. And that's how Bunny Chow happened. So we thought we'll make a film. We'll make a film quick, and then it can play at Rosebank, Cinema Nouveau. If it plays there for 4 weeks, then, I mean, that's what we
filmmakers,
needed. And
done.
then we can say we're filmmakers. We made a film about cinema. And that was, then I remember it was like 2004, 2005. I remember.
When I matriculated.
Yeah, I went to New York.
Yarr,
I went there. I went to New York in that summer, but we had this idea of we're gonna make a movie. I had a friend who said, "Come through," and then my partner, my honey of now and back then, she was also going to do like a film course. So I was like, cool, this is the summer. Let me go out there, and it was like great, kind of like 4 weeks, 3-4 weeks of just being like, in New York. And then when I came back, we were going to shoot Bunny Chow. And David Kibuka had been, I remember I was sleeping in we were living in somehow the commune. And then he woke me up, but I was in a dream where I was still in New York. And then when I woke up in Joburg, I was very upset. Because it was such a dope time, a month of just having a ball in the humid, smelly, New York City. Then I came back, and then he woke me up, and then I was like, when you're disappointed. And then he said, yo, let's go. You said you want to be a filmmaker. Let's go. I was like, but do we have to go now? That time we were going to Opikopi to go shoot Bunny Chow. So we get to Opikopi. It's like horrendous because it's cold, and then you're
Sinus.
you get frozen. So there's dust in there. Everywhere is dust. And then your mamina, your mucus gets like frozen with dust in it. So every time you blow your nose,
it's brown.
Is like just mud, right?
Yeah, no, but OP, even when it's not cold,
you see,
OP, you would just come back with your lungs. Everything's brown. Yeah.
So that OP made it. I was like, I did the OP of forever for myself. If you wanna see me at OP, you can go watch that movie. But I'm never going back there. And it was.
If you wanna see me at OP, you go watch that movie.
Yeah, because I'm never going back there again. And it was freezing. I think I might have gone there once again, maybe in a better time where they had great accommodation and I was a comedian. But that was like that movie. We went in there, we shot that thing, and then we came back. We did like other pieces. It was always this kind of like, and it was all improv.
And was it self-funded?
Self-funded, mostly like by John Barker's wife's credit card. And yeah, so we did this thing, and then I remember we watched it. I don't know if I should say this, but we watched it, and it was like an interesting cut. And then the editor Saki did something, with like he was just pressing all sorts of buttons, and then it went black and white. The screen went black and white, and then David Kibuga said, "Wait, that," and that's how the movie became black and white. And we screened it for a company in Joburg, a distribution company, and they said, "Hey, there's something here. There's something here." And then they said there's a selector from the Toronto Film Festival who's coming.
Nice.
Maybe we should show him this film. Are you happy with the cut? When we cut it, we brush it up. Then we had it in a movie theater, Stekenico, in there, where Stekenico headquarters are. And then he said, yeah, okay. He came. The guy who's now the head of the festival, the Toronto Film Festival, the second biggest festival in the world. He was just a program at the time. And he said, yeah, cool. I like this film. You guys can come. And then the first time we saw that film was at one of the world's biggest festivals on the biggest screen ever. Like, where you're like, whoa, I've never seen a screen. Nerves, like that idea of a thought. You never think that you're going to be nervous screening a film. You always think of it as a stand-up thing, But when a film is on and you can't change anything, and
And that gave birth to Blitz Patroli, to Rosa, Catching Feelings, Matwetwe.
That's crazy.
There's a politician one where Tolesmo was gay in it. What's
Something for president.
Oh no, wasn't that? That was in Blitz, no?
No, was that Blitz where he was a gay soccer player?
Yeah. Happiness is my banner.
Oh, yes.
I wrote that
Happiness
film,
my
yeah.
banner.
No, there was one that was also like government inclined. Wonder Boy.
Oh, Wonder Boy. Oh, yeah, Wonder Boy was with John Barker again. Was with
Wonder
John Barker
Boy.
again. Yeah. Also, that was like one of those schmockle. 4 years later, I remember when we did a scene in that movie. There's a scene where Wonder Boy is in the ANC rally with like thousands in the stadium. And
Was that an actual rally?
we waited for Zuma. As Zuma was arriving, we were like, go. And then we walked ahead. We walked ahead, so the people are waving for Zuma, but we're obviously
Wonder
there.
Boy.
Yeah, like, hey.
That is so dope.
And we walk all the way. I remember Mama Action. What's Mama Action's name again? Mokonyane. Mama Action. Nomvula Mokonyane.
Nomvula, yeah.
Yeah, she came. I mean, she shook my hand like I'm like a
Official, yeah.
I mean, I think the DJ's Boo was there, so he kind of was like, yeah, I guess you with the colors, Joe. And then I was like, just there, dabbing. Then as we got to the stage, like, Zuma went up with his posse, and then as we got, that's when we felt the hats. I was like, okay, so there is security after all. But it was great, because I walked all the way. I went out to the bank.
Guerrilla filmmaking, my man.
Bro.
Yeah, it was
Hijack.
Yo,
So there were those types of things.
MacG, man, sitting with someone like you.
It has to be a part two,
You're
yeah.
an encyclopedia.
Yeah, I'll come back.
Please.
Because I'm gonna blow up in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna I'm gonna put out stuff and I'm gonna be like, wow, that
You're
guy's
gonna
a
blow
superstar.
up. MacG,
wanna be
you're
like
a
Bill.
Netflix star, you're a SABC star, you're a DSTV star. There's no platform you haven't rocked. You know what I mean?
Wait.
Wait, there's more coming. Out of everything you've done, what would you say is like your proudest accomplishment? Like what's the thing that you go, yeah, wabona ena. This.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's a show that I just did now that was actually that's what if I had to plug something, people at my office will be very upset.
Go for
if
it.
I don't plug
Plug.
this. It's a show called Classified. You saw the trailer of it. You guys
Yes.
the trailer
We saw it
American
at
kid.
your dual premiere.
Dual premiere.
I mean,
Of
who
two
does that
movies
at Hyde Park?
at once.
Which filmmaker do you know that premieres 2 films at the same time and then showing shortly of his other films that are coming and TV series.
I mean, it was they're kind of this is an embellishment.
No,
because you know, embellishment.
We are giving you your flowers here. We told you we're giving flowers.
Okay, say doesn't like flowers. We'll give you a
Okay,
garden.
I'll take these flowers.
Take the garden. Take the garden.
So that was if we have to kind of put flowers as well. It was Admiral Andy the Admiral's film. He had this movie called Big Nunu's Little Heist, which is really spectacular.
Yeah.
Jury.
Yes.
And I mean it.
Yes.
Not you so much, Titi. But
Next one.
And then Rosa, which is a thing that you also
You're in. I'm in.
Oh, yeah.
Robert
music
is
is
also-
Your music is
featured, yes.
So
Not so much.
We did it as, and you actually scripted. Yeah, your music is scripted as and then so we did that, and it was like an 8-day thing, an experiment. And then the other movie was like a real movie, but then on this day, we kind of thought this makes sense to block them together, and because they were somehow Netflix decided to release them in the same week. But then there's a show that we did that took for like a good part of my hair.
Yes, because I remember they used to lang more.
Now it's like finally gap can do ice skating like a competition of many people. Sorry, I digress. So this show, Classified, it's about this kid, American kid, who basically she causes like trouble in Oakland, California, and then she gets sent to go live with her father in South Africa.
So it's like a reverse exile story.
It's a go. And then when she gets here, her father's American, and they will all work for the U.S. State Department. And her stepmom, and she finds out that her stepmom is a CIA station chief, and it's based on like real things that happen. Like basically, these guys from the CIA came to us with a company called Skybound. They make that show. Walking Dead and Invincible and those things, and it was like cool. So these guys and these CIA guys, they're like 70s, whatever. They've got crazy stories, but wherever they are stationed in different parts of the world, their families are there, and their kids go to these international schools, and they kind of put it like this: if you want to infiltrate the Kremlin, it's very hard to do it in Moscow. But if you're in Harare or Johannesburg and your children go to the same school as the Russian ambassador's children, then they become friends. You bring them over for a bra, you get them drunk, and then next thing you know, after 4 years, secrets. When they go back to the Kremlin, they are now your asset, And then, but then the kids go to these schools that are like very like prestige.
This is what we can expect in Classified.
So
or is that classified information?
No, that's the premise of the show. That's the premise of the show. It's classified information. But yeah, it's that. So that's coming up on Netflix on the 30th. In Africa, it's only
the 30th of November.
Yeah, and it's only in Africa, because we've done like old school where we're selling different territories. So America's sold differently. So as an enterprise, it's also quite exciting. I hope I make money from it, and then the drinks will be on me. But but that's what's coming up, the 30th of November. Watch that.
Classified.
Yeah.
And one time for PMS.
One more PMS.
Yo, please.
And for you guys, you guys are the PMS of now.
What? What?
Man.
The baton has been passed.
Yeah.
The blessing has been blessed.
Yeah.
The t-shirt has been swung up.
There we go.
The ride has been pimped.
Yeah, the ride has been pimped.
Yeah.
I said this to other guys in Cape Town as well, but you guys too. I'm joking. No, I mean it. This is, because as you say, people have been saying, this also comes back to me, where people on social media are like, please, you guys, you must team up, what?
Yeah.
But you guys, the spirit of that PMS, I think is like, you guys have it. Yeah. And I think it's that honesty. Like, the sort of grassroots, I think that's what was like PMS. It was a bunch of guys from the hood and some from the suburbs, but it was all different hoods, Muslim hoods with Riyadh, like Uganda with David Kibuga and Salah Saviti,
Colored hoods with Joey.
Ronnie, there was this other guy, Koki Falco. He was Brahma Tattoo in season 1. So yeah, there was I think that...
that means so much coming from you.
You have no idea.
That means the world to us, man. Yeah.
That's great. I mean, this is the word.
And you know, we are not going to, we won't take it for granted.
Please don't take it for granted.
No, MacG,
Yeah.
honestly, for us, you are a legend. To be honest with you, we would have drop kicked someone for you to be
A
here today.
legend.
So
I'll come again. I like this.
please, because we've only got through like 10% of what we actually wanted to talk to you about.
I'll come to when you do your big one where I can get exposure.
What?
Those ones where you do the big stadiums and stuff.
Oh, yes.
I'll come and do exposure.
Yes, because
Coming in for 6 minutes of exposure.
So no,
And I'll be-
for next year, we're actually going on tour.
Going around the country.
Are you gonna shoot it?
Yeah.
Are you gonna become an international comedian like you promised me?
Yes, I'm going to do
We're going to
that, man.
pod
Is
and
it-
then shoot.
That's part of the reason. I said to you, give me time. Let me finish up my contracts. Let me secure
guy,
my family.
okay.
I've secured my
Speaking of
family.
finishing up the context, I've just finished a bottle of water for the first time in the episode.
Oh, nice. Sorry, that means I
Sorry,
just spoke
we're
too
really
much.
inclined with the comments, and they've said, like, not even the comments, these guys, they say I've never finished the
Robert drinks this much water
Hydrate.
every episode.
Really? Yeah. But how does he keep this beautiful skin?
Aish, Flavortron. More fire. Lucas a little. So yeah, MacG,
Thank you
we
so
want you back here again
Please.
because this is not the
Yeah, please.
end. This is just the
out.
end.
This is the middle.
Oh man, to
Guys,
be with you here is the
no women
equivalent-
in this team.
No, we
do have.
Yeah, we do have. They visit.
Yeah.
Oh, they visit.
Yeah.
They work from home.
It's a
Yo, MacG, let me tell you something. For years, people might have slept on you. Those ones that stop their cars and want to offer you lifts, they might be sleeping on you. But here,
I mean, it's a nice thing to do to give me a lift.
but here at Popcorn and Cheese, we are not sleeping on you. So we want to gift you.
Oh,
with
wow.
this
Oh, that's
popcorn
where that
and
was
cheese.
going.
Yes.
You know, now you get it.
Popcorn
Yes.
and cheese.
We are people of the South. So,
So just
we
like
want to.
Dali Tambo used to give people the black one. The black one.
Mara se kupetsehile ka di-pillows.
God, there we go.
Dali Tambo used to give people pillows on people of the South.
I remember that.
So because we're people of the South, we're rebringing.
Ah, you guys, hey, you guys are legend. Hey,
Hey,
I'm really, this is great.
Thank you, Uncle
I'm
K.
not gonna cry, but this is great.
thank you, Uncle KAGISO.
Wow, you even remember Dali Tambo, huh?
Trust.
Yeah. All right.
Do you always give pillows, or were you like, oh, there's an old guy today?
Oh, guys.
We must do old guy.
always
Everybody
give
gets pillows.
Okay.
Yeah.
And those ones is
This
the new,
is my
it's the new,
insecurities,
it's the
you know,
new bunch
just
of
make- you know,
pillows. Those
just
ones.
making sure.
Nah, we always do that. So, MacG, we all agree this is just part one.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our episode. Don't forget to watch Classified on the 30th of November on Netflix.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Please, you're gonna love it.
With
We-
your children, it's more for sort of young adults, but mothers and young adult daughter broke the weekend off. Oh
Yes.
man, this is gonna
Yes.
be great.
How many
When is
episodes?
this coming out? When is this coming out?
Probably in 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, because you gotta cut out the swearing and
No,
keep
no,
the,
really.
keep the
So
classified.
this-
out.
We pre-record it.
Yeah.
Keep the classified in. Take the ashy feet out, the ashy legs.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And the swearing. Take the swearing out. Sorry, mago high. Sorry.
Bombabari Cheese Gang.
I heard.
Classified 30 November, streaming on Netflix. Da-dum. Anything you want to plug, Tsitsi? What are you doing?
Bioscope Sundays every Sunday.
Can I come to that as well?
Yeah, for sure.
Who saw me do stand up that one time? He said I wasn't bad. I hadn't been on stage for long.
No, he hadn't been. MacG always leaves the stage because he's a hotshot producer and director.
Yeah.
You know, he's living the life, walking around in park. People who walk have money. You know what I mean?
walk, yeah.
When you get tired of driving your SUV,
They're trying to stave off diabetes
yes,
and things like
people
this.
with money want to live longer because they're like, I have this money to live for. That's why white people are cycling and jogging every morning. So, ladies and gentlemen, MacG is here with us. He will definitely be back again. Classified on the 30th of November. If you are in a garage somewhere, don't forget to get Flavortron More Fire. It's the drink of champions. It's the drink of robots. Tsusa urubetsi. If when le musadi le batla go spice adilo, ino Flavortron itla go. Yes, it's adilo. Ladies and gentlemen. And then of course, from me, the corn that pops.
And the cheese that's great.
We are RoboPops. And
just like Classified on Netflix.
we are out.
Oh, that was great.
Shock. Jing Jang Hong. Shabare, 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 shabare. Sha.
Amen. bro.
Amen.
Hayi njengoba ngibizile mfundisi indaba yomfana man. Hayi uyaphuma ezandleni. Akasekho akasekho enyameni nje.
Hey.
Uba vegetarian yena.
Oh my God. Hey.
Yo, look. What it do? Dad,
Hey,
mom, sis.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yo, dude, what's up?
Hayi umfundisi.
Oh, yo, Major. What it do? Yeah, man.
Umfundisi. Yeah,
Yo, mom, let me just go. No, I want to grab. I need something to eat.
Phansi ulalele.
Kuze kuwe baba. Ngiyakubona mfundisi.
Njengoba niyazi bazalwane ukuthi umuntu omusha ulonda ngezwi. My God. Cela njena usifundele.
Genesis 1. Hey, Buntepte.
Hey, Butepte.
Hey, Buddha.
Hey, Buddha.
Isaiah 8. Ngifuna ukudla nyama eningi.
Ngifuna ukudla
Nyama,
Ngifuna ukudla
nyama.
eningi. So uyazi wena nciko yami. Abo baba nomama bazekile. Bakhathazekile ngawo. Bayazibuza ukuthi umfana wenzani manje. Awusadli nciko. Usuwondile. Nalombhalo kaSathane usuyashwabana. Mara ngikho lapho. Nosisi wakho ukhathazekile. Uthini njengalokho?
Yo, but I'm hungry though.
Ulambelisi mama. Thandi. Khona ufuna ukuthi clap clap.
Mina ngikhathazekile nobhuti wami. Akasafuni inyama. Dala senza
No, wait. So this is an intervention?
yilalela.
Lalela.
Dala senza ama-fry. Dala simarinate inyama since we were born. Manje awusafuni. Udla ama-carrot ngathi uyihashi. Wangahlafuna amathambo.
Nah, really, I ain't got time for this.
Mama ithi ngize kuwe nje.
Mina
Uthi njena ikuphatha kanjani le ndaba lena?
amhethi nje. Lo muntu ngimthwale 9 months.
You are ahead, mom.
9 months.
9 months, mom.
And
Not
9 months
1,
yakhona I
not
was eating
2,
meat.
not
9.
3, but 9.
Throughout the pregnancy, I was eating meat for you. Wena ngaba ngaka ngabe wafela esibhedlela uyazibona ungaka ukuthi amandla ami ngidla inyama. Uzosuka uthi inyama usayidla. And khona manje lento yangihlukumeza because when I go to do grocery shopping I can't find all these things. I was pagas, broccoli.
Yazi mama njengoba ukhuluma kaSongo kuzumbhalo la kimi ukuthi why bongambulali.
Nah, but this is ridiculous.
But
yo, dog. So dad, you gonna do this to me? To me? Your own blood?
Oh, blood.
Your own blood?
Blood. No blood.
Guys are snitches.
Hey.
Khuluma baba.
Ngiphatha kabi. Ngiceda amandla. Kuze kuna nemvula abaphansi abekho happy ngawe. Duma nezulu.
Ayisuka manje. Lithizwi wathabatha inyama. Wabanika abafundi bakhe.
Y'all touch me with that, y'all.
uJudas wabonakala kanjani?
Dude, please. Nah, this is ridiculous. Yo, Dad, so you gonna call some man with some oversized jacket and like, yo, nah, that's good. Yo, I'm so sick and tired. I'm so sick and tired of this. Wait, dude, hold up. This is my house.
No.
Oh, your house.
Keep calm. Yo, I'm fed up with this, Daddy. Much love, all respect, with also the fear of the major one. But I'm about to bounce. I'm gonna leave the 7 of y'all. You, Pops, Mom, and you, this dude, and the Holy Trinity. I'm out. Y'all better sing a hymn on my way out. I'm out.
Yabona?
Uyazi wena baba khona izwi njena lengikhuthazayo lithi yiloyo naloyo ongadli inyama oyosha. Oh uthando sasekhona mama.
Kanti uzela uthando uzelelo wenyama nawe.
Robo Pops, awubiza ama-cheese girl nama-cheese boy da. We motivate, then we laugh as well. Stay on brand, never hard to sell. Got real chats, now my LOL. So we both got gang and we blessed as hell. Siyadlala story, petting on my guest, and nice and moy. You and my bundles, not of joy. So it's Pop Pops and Robot Boy. Popcorn and cheese. Yeah? Popcorn and cheese. Popcorn and cheese. Jonathan Swire.